Amigos, pues últimamente se ha hecho viral uno en específico, pero varios tipos de scams digitales en Estados Unidos, cosa que la verdad me sorprendió o me ha sorprendido a lo largo del final del año pasado y a inicios de este, porque yo no había escuchado casi que hubiera scams digitales en Estados Unidos. Aquí en México, yo creo que desde que existen los celulares tengo conciencia yo de que de que te quieren estafar, ¿no? Pero en Estados Unidos hasta el año pasado, más o menos, no había yo caído en cuenta de que era pues una gran industria ya. Entonces los gringos están cayendo como moscas ante los scams, les llaman, les mandan texto, se hacen pasar por los bancos, se hacen pasar por tu agente bancario, en fin. O sea, están llegando a un nivel de sofisticación también pues muy avanzado, lo que también hace difícil pues no caer, ¿no? Y sobre todo pues para gente mayor y gente que no tiene experiencia con eso de la tecnología, ¿no? Y, oh sorpresa, gracias al desarrollo de AI, pues cada vez esto pues se hace más duro, ¿no? Porque vamos a leer una nota juntos, pero bueno, ya podrán imaginarse que con AI puedes falsificar muchas cosas, muchas más que antes. Entonces, como les he dicho en otras ocasiones, las soluciones que implementamos, pues luego terminan trayendo más problemas que otra cosa, ¿no?
Can somebody please explain to me how Wells Fargo can flag a $142 purchase at Walmart as fraudulent activity, a place that I go at least 3 times a week? However, somebody took my card information, not my card, I got that in my possession, but my card information, and spent $1,500 at Tiffany, $1,600 at Dior, and wait for it, another $4,400 also at Dior. But Wells Fargo said, yeah, that tracks. She'd do that. Now, mind you, just to put it in context, the most expensive piece of jewelry I have outside of my wedding ring is a fitness tracker. A fitness tracker. My purses that I use, all from the TikTok shop. They probably cost like $5 and are from China. Make it make sense, Wells Fargo. Make it make sense. And while you're at it, put that almost $8,000 back into my freaking account. Okay?
There's a new debit card scam out there, and it's one of the strangest I've ever seen. The scammers call or text you claiming they're from your bank and there's a problem with your account. Sounds familiar, right? But here's where it gets dangerous. They tell you to cut up your debit card, but leave the chip intact for security purposes. Then a so-called bank representative shows up to pick up the destroyed card, claiming they'll take it for verification. In reality, they're stealing the chip. And once they've got that, plus the PIN number, which they've tricked you into sharing because they tell you it's no longer active, they can drain your account. Here's how to protect yourself. If you're ever told to destroy your card, I want you to call your bank directly using the number on the back of the card. Don't call the number on the text or the email. And of course, report suspicious calls to your bank immediately.
There's this new scam going around. It's called the $20 scam. I saw it on the news last night. So apparently, people who use their debit card in the stores are being targeted. I guess the scammers are paying attention to you when you enter your PIN number when you're paying. Then they will approach you in the parking lot or when you leave the store and pretend to say, oh, hey, you lost $20. And while you're flustered, trying to look in your purse or whatever, they're pickpocketing you and they're stealing your debit card that you just used in the market or the store. Then they go to the bank and withdraw all your money from your bank account. Some poor old man lost $6,000 the other day. So you guys just be careful. You can't trust anyone in this world anymore. We live in a world with really, really shitty people.
Bueno, vamos a leer esta nota. Está traducida al español. Les voy a dejar yo la nota original en inglés y la nota doblada en español también. Pero es de Paul Craig Roberts, quien fue secretario del Tesoro y economista de Estados Unidos, obviamente, de donde más. Y lo que nos dice aquí la nota es que la revolución digital fue un gran error, ¿no? Lo que dice él es que incluso los grandes bancos que acogieron con satisfacción la revolución digital están descubriendo que el coste de gestionar la seguridad podría disiparse y superar el coste laboral del sistema analógico. Wells Fargo advierte que Wells Fargo, para los que no sepan, es un banco de los más importantes en Estados Unidos. En el mundo digital actual, los estafadores utilizan herramientas avanzadas como la inteligencia artificial para que las estafas de suplantación de identidad sean más difíciles de detectar. Se puede falsificar el identificador de llamadas, se puede falsificar los correos electrónicos, se pueden clonar las voces, como les decía, y se pueden alterar las imágenes. Esto hace que las medidas de seguridad actuales de Wells Fargo sean vulnerables. Dice, por ejemplo, el banco utiliza el reconocimiento de la voz del cliente como medida de seguridad para proporcionar acceso al servicio de atención al cliente en relación con la cuenta de un depositante, obvio, ¿no? Los estafadores son solamente un problema porque también hay hackers, ese es otro, ¿no? Pueden robarle su identidad, pueden robarle su cuenta, su pensión, su casa, secuestrar tu tarjeta de crédito, de débito, pueden interceptar y alterar los cheques que ha emitido y de hecho ahorita vamos a ver una nota y también aquí en los videos hay un caso de ya personas que reportan cómo les interceptan sus tarjetas de débito físicas y ahora sí que las vacían. Entonces, pues pueden secuestrar sistemas completos, corporaciones y agencias gubernamentales, ¿no? En fin, y la nota sigue así, se las voy a dejar para que ustedes la lean con calma, porque el punto es ese, ¿no? El punto es que, pues, la inteligencia artificial también trae problemas, ¿no? También trae cosas del otro lado, mejores o peores, júzguenlo ustedes.
Here's a scenario for you. If your phone rings and the caller says, "This is your bank," pause, breathe, because this might be a scam. Here's the usual setup. They sound professional, calm, might sound a little confident. I mean, maybe there's even hold music. And they usually say, "We've detected suspicious activity on your account." Your heart drops, and that's intentional. Here's the real tea. They already know your name. They might know the last 4 digits of your card. They might even spoof your bank's real phone number, because unfortunately, caller ID can lie too. So here are the red flags you should look out for. They usually ask a few questions, a few little requests. Hey, can you just verify this code? Can you confirm your login? Can you read back the one-time password we sent? And that's the moment you lose control. This is called phishing, voice phishing. It works because fear usually shuts down logic. Urgency makes you want to cooperate. Scammers love sounding very convincing. So here's what your bank will never do. They will never ask for your full card number. They will never ask for a PIN. They will never ask for one-time passwords. And most importantly, pressure you to act right now. So here's what you should do. You need to hang up and call the number that's on the back of your card. And if it's real, your bank already sees the issue. So here's the key takeaway. Scammers will rush you. Your bank, they would never do that to you.
Have you guys ever got these email invoice scams before, like this? Yeah, Geek Squad. Looks legit. Call the number. Listen, people get scammed with these every single day. Check this out. We're going to go ahead and plug this into Scam Watcher AI. We're going to go ahead and upload the same exact document. And our AI is going to analyze it and let you know what it thinks. Boom. Critical risk detected. It's a classic refund scam, tech support document from Geek Squad. Gives you all the red flags, recommendations, and you can even upload it into our database where we can protect the community. Ladies and gentlemen, Scam Watcher AI is launching in February. Go ahead and go to scamwatcherai.com and join that waitlist.
Police in Prince George's County are issuing a warning to ATM users after finding suspicious devices at 2 banks.
Show you new photos from Greenbelt Police that show metal plates placed over the cash slots. It's a new crime called cash trapping.
Yeah, Simone, we've warned people about bank jugging, also card skimming, and now we might be looking at a new type of crime, like you mentioned it. It's called cash trapping. Now, Greenbelt Police tells us that a person using an ATM at this Bank of America here warned them about a suspicious device just this Saturday. Alicia Hernandez says she's surprised to see that thieves have figured out another way to steal people's hard-earned cash.
It's so bad. It's so bad because area is so people working hard.
Greenbelt Police say that it was a concerned resident who notified them that there was a device blocking the money slot at the ATM on Ora Glen Court.
So officers went out there and they found it, and they were able to remove the device. After they saw that, they went out to the other banks in the area and just wanted to be proactive and do a search of all the other ATMs that were around to make sure those devices weren't anyplace else.
But there was. Police removed a second device from the Capital One Bank ATM on Greenbelt Road. Law enforcement officials call this cash trapping. The plates are adhered over the money slot, essentially trapping the money as it comes out. In the photos provided by Greenbelt Police, you can see a $20 bill attached to one of the cash traps.
Based on the way the device was set up, we weren't sure if that device was there to actually trap the money or capture the money, or if it was there set up as a distraction so that some other crimes would be committed down the road.
ATM users say it's a wake-up call to be more aware.
Please stay for as long as you can. This is for people receiving SNAP benefits. If you receive a phone call like this,
Nutrition Assistance Program Card, EBT, are suspended for security reasons and requires immediate attention. Please call us back to confirm your identity and avoid permanent deactivation. DHS Urgent Notification. Your next benefits for your New York Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program Card, EBT, are suspended for security reasons and requires immediate attention.
public assistance will not tell you to call them back or that your benefits is suspended or anything like that. You would get a letter in the mail letting you know what steps to follow. If you were to answer that call, you would be giving away personal information that can be compromised. I repeat, they will send you mail, or you can go to your app. If you were to ever get a phone call like this, you can go on the app and check to see if there's anything going on that you need to bring in, renew, all that. But do not give your personal information to anybody. It's called identity theft, or you could lose funds if you do have them. In my case, I don't have SNAP benefits, so I know this has to be fraud. So I hope I was able to help somebody out there today. So just beware, be cautious, and do not give out personal information.
Y'all, the scammers are getting smarter. I placed an order from DoorDash for lunch today, and as I was waiting for it, I got a call from who caller ID said was DoorDash order. So I answered, because sometimes I get calls when like my order is canceled or something like that. So answer it, and it says it's somebody from support and my order has been canceled, but they're trying to reactivate it for me and they just need some information. And I was like, well, I need to go. Like, I can't wait for this to be done. And this person would not take no for an answer. They're like, no, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. And I was like, okay, whatever, fine. I got annoyed. So he asked for my email address. I actually gave him my husband's, which is on the account. And he was typing it in. I heard him and I was like, wait a second, shouldn't you have my email address? So I said, hold on. He was asking me about my phone number at that time, and I was like, this sounds like a scam. Like, what's going on? And this guy hung up on me. So I reached out to DoorDash support. Come to find out, they didn't call me. So this was a scammer that somehow knew that I ordered. So keep your eyes out, y'all. The scammers are getting smart.
Y pues aquí la nota que les decía de USA Today, que dice que las tarjetas de débito y los ATMs, o sea, los cajeros, pues es lo que más está involucrado, lo que más tratan de hacer, pues fraude con mensajes de texto falso, fake texts, y porch piracy, que viene siendo como pues piratería física, ¿no? Que te roben físicamente, ¿no? Cómo protegerte, ¿no? Y entonces básicamente lo que dice el artículo, aquí vemos los key points, pues que las tarjetas de débito pues son, digamos, el principal blanco, ¿no? De estos ataques, y pues que ahora los consumidores tienen que estar pues más al pendiente, más atentos, porque pues cada vez quieren personificar, o sea, quieren hacerse pasar por bancos, agencias del gobierno y otras autoridades, ¿no? Sí me ha tocado ver, y aquí en los videos también lo habrán visto, que también luego te mandan cosas como, tienes que ir a un jurado, que no sé qué, y mandas un mensaje de texto, pero entonces como no fuiste, tienes ahora una multa, pero si pagas hoy es de menos la multa, o sea, una cosa así loquísima, ¿no? Entonces lo que el artículo nos dice es que ahora hay una nueva forma de robo, ¿no? Literal implica el robo físico de tu tarjeta de débito. Pues que pues en Estados Unidos, ya les he dicho, es el país de la maximización de todo, entonces todo lo llevan al extremo, tanto bueno como quieres, y si quieres, o malo, ¿no? Entonces te hacen un tipo de fraude ahí por un mensaje de texto, hacen que solicites una nueva tarjeta y sabrá Dios exactamente cómo, pero interceptan esa tarjeta, no te llega a ti, le llega o antes de que te llegue a ti ya le interceptaron en algún punto del camino, y ellos se encargan de abrir el plástico y vaciarte las cuentas, básicamente. O sea, cada vez son cosas más avanzadas, ¿no? Como les decía la nota, que cada vez se encuentran formas más sofisticadas de hacer fraudes, ¿no?
This is your annual friendly reminder to watch out for scams so that you don't lose $9,000 of your hard-earned money like I did last year. I consider myself to be a fairly intelligent person, and before this scam happened to me, I would have said that would never happen to me, and yet it did. So I want to warn everybody else. So here are some things to be aware of. Number one, your bank isn't going to call you about fraud on your account. They may send you an email, and they may send you a text, or they may freeze your account, whatever. They're never going to call you. If you do receive an email or a text from your bank, what you think is your bank, make sure you call your bank to check and make sure that it's real, that it's a real fraud that's happening. My scammer was incredibly sophisticated. He first initially sent me a text that looked very official. It said, did you make the following charges? One was a large wire for $9,000. The other one was a charge from prison for like $50 or something like that. And I responded to the text message, no, and then they called me. I was so flustered in that moment, I thought the call was someone from my bank, and they sounded super official on the phone and introduced themselves, said I'm from Bank of America, blah, blah, blah. I even went into my bank account and saw the charge from the prison that was pending that I didn't make. I was like, whoa, this is like obviously very real. This is a real fraud that's about to go down. I need to make sure it doesn't happen. This is the part where I'm going to sound really stupid, but thing to look out for. Number two, never send a wire to anyone that you don't know personally and have verified information from.
Just when you thought scammers couldn't become even more diabolical, we were targeted yesterday for a new type of scam. Yesterday around 5 o'clock, my wife gets a phone call from an unknown number, and she immediately sends it to voicemail, which is what you should do every single time. But then this guy calls again, which is not something scammers tend to do. They tend to just robo-dial, and if you don't pick up, then forget it. They go on to the next number. And so my wife picks up, because we're switching insurances, and she thought maybe it's the insurance company, who knows, whatever. But it's 5 o'clock, we're in the rush of picking up kids, doing dinner, and so it's a little harried time. So the guy says, I'm from City Fraud. There's a person using your City credit card at a Sam's Club in Texas. Is this you? There are 2 transactions. My wife's like, no, we're not in Texas. She even opens up the City app to see if there's any transactions there, and there aren't. She asks him, I don't see any pending transactions, and this guy has an answer for that. He says, oh, it's because our fraud department caught it early, and so that's why it hasn't appeared yet. We just need to confirm a few details. At this point, my wife is a little skeptical. I mean, at this point, I'd be very skeptical because our City card is a Costco card. So if you have the balls to try to steal a Costco credit card and use it at Sam's Club, sure, you can keep whatever you're buying. You got stones on you, kid. It's at about this time that I walk through the door after picking up one of our kids, and he says, you know, this is a little sketchy. I checked everything. I even looked up the phone number, and it matches the City Fraud Department, but this sounds all off. Having done a bunch of reels on this type of stuff before, and thanks to you and everyone that has said, hey, don't answer the phone, I know immediately she should hang up, which she did, and that's good. No information was passed along, and we aren't really sure what the scam was. She calls up Citi, starts talking to them. They say, no, it's fraud, it's spoofing, they can fake the phone numbers, all that. We try to understand, hey, what is the scam that they're trying to run here? And there's actually 2 things that could be going on. The first one is that they're trying to get you to say yes, so they can get your voice saying yes in order to perpetuate some other scam, which I thought was like really far-fetched, but I suppose that's something that's going on right now. The second thing is they want you to cancel your card. They can't cancel it, but if they scare you enough, eventually you cancel it, and then potentially they'll go to your mailbox and steal the card. Both these scams seem very far-fetched, but if people are getting savvy and not giving out information over the phone, they're going to have to come up with better ways to steal stuff. The lesson from this is don't answer the phone.
So for anyone who lives in Dallas or Texas or I don't know, anywhere, this is a warning. I got a call today saying that I missed jury duty yesterday, and they said that it was the sheriff's department. And I was like, okay, because on the caller ID it said Texas, so I was like, okay. And then it said, he was like, is this your address? And I was like, yes, this is my address. And he was like, great. We have to like keep a record of why you missed the jury duty. So I'm gonna give you some information if you can write it down. So I like wrote down this information that he gave me. And then he was like, so we're gonna need you to come into the sheriff's office today. I was like, what? I need to come into the sheriff's office? I thought like I was getting arrested. I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, you need to come into the sheriff's office. And I'm like, how do I know that this isn't a scam? And he was like, okay, let me transfer you to like my superior. And then he's like, you're gonna get a call from another number, so don't hang up the phone, like, and you'll answer that phone call. I was like, okay. So I get another call, I answer the phone, and there's another guy, and both of these guys, like, didn't have any accents. They were speaking very clearly, like, it all sounded very legit. So, and this guy was like, hi, is this Emily? And I was like, yes. And he was like, okay, please look at the caller ID on your phone, and you can type that into Google, and it'll show the sheriff's office. So I type into Google, it shows the sheriff's office. Like at the top, there was like this is a scam, but the rest of the page was all the sheriff's office. And then on the right was like, you know, like the Google location was the sheriff's office. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, okay, is this okay? Like, are you verified that this is the sheriff's office? I'm like, yes. So the other guy gets back on, or he ends the call and it transfers over to the other guy. And he was like, and he also didn't want me to have the phone on speaker. He wanted it to be like up to my ear. And then I was like Googling, like, as he's talking. So I'm like, there's no way this is real. Like, this is weird. And yeah, I just hung up the phone. And then I called my dad. He didn't answer the phone. So I called the actual sheriff's office, looked up their number, which is the same number that was on my caller ID when I was talking to him. And I called the sheriff's office and they're like, yeah, that's a scam. And I was like, okay, well, just so you know, like, they'd have your number on there. They're like, yeah, we know it's like a scam. So, yeah.
A new scam that's going around that you need to be aware of, and it's a good one. One that would have gotten me, one of my family members, or even one of my loved ones. You're gonna get a package delivered to your home. It may be a box, it may be a padded envelope. It will be addressed to you with your information on it, and it may or may not have a sender address on it. Cool, somebody has sent me something. You open up the package. Inside is a QR code that you need to scan to find out what your gift is. The instant that you scan it, you have handed over every single piece of information you have on your phone. And I mean everything. We're talking about your passwords, your text messages, your photographs, your emails, your banking information, everything, including access to your cloud and local devices. And time may pass and you may think, oh, they didn't get me. I scanned the QR code, but I'm totally fine. Nothing happened. They may literally just be sitting on the access or monitoring your activity. These scammers are becoming incredibly clever and finding so many different ways to access your information. And don't put your head in the sand. Don't think, oh, this could never happen to me, because it's literally happening to people every single day.
Scammers are pulling a new trick. I've just learned they're now sending fake voicemail notifications that look like they're from your doctor, your pharmacy, your kid's school, even your bank. The message shows up as an email saying you have a new voicemail. There's a link or an attachment to listen to it. If you click it, you're installing malware and spyware, or you're taken to a fake login page where scammers steal your passwords, your social security number, everything. They create urgency in the subject line. That's key here. It says important voicemail or missed call alert, or I saw one that said voicemail from your doctor's office, and it works. We act fast when we think we missed something important. It's science, it's psychology. Don't fall for it. Never click on any email saying it's a voicemail. If you accidentally click on it, it happens. Turn on multi-factor authentication immediately, so even if they get your password, you're still pinged if they try to access it, they can't get in.
Entonces, amigos, pues así las cosas en el nuevo sueño americano, o sea, porque esa es la realidad, amigos, ese es el nuevo sueño que la gente está viviendo. Y por sueño, nótese ni negativo ni positivo, pero esa es la situación que la gente está viviendo. En su momento fue el sueño de la abundancia, el sueño de que entrabas a cualquier tienda y había trabajo y con las propinas te alcanzaba para mandarle dinero hasta a tus familiares en México y armar un negocio en México mientras que te mantienes chido en Estados Unidos. Ese era el sueño de ese entonces. Ahora el sueño es diferente y es lleno de scams en el tema del video de hoy, ¿no? Y pues no hay que normalizar esto, amigos. O sea, ¿en qué tipo de mundo vivimos en el que te estén llamando todo el tiempo para hacerte un scam? O sea, es normal. O sea, no, amigos, hay que levantar la voz, ¿no? Y para eso estamos en este canal. Pero bueno, pues cuídate mucho. Así las cosas, pon atención a este tipo de scams. Tengo gente que le ha pasado, en fin. Coméntame si a ti te ha pasado, o si has visto, o si te han intentado hacer fraude. No sé, ten todo tu dinero en cash, o la mayoría, no sé, pero toma las decisiones que pienses que te van a hacer más resiliente ese tipo de detalles, ¿no? Déjame en los comentarios tu estrategia de cuidado y pues nada, cuídate, nos vemos para la próxima.